Before the Iowa win, the Hoosiers traveled to Penn State to take on the 10-5 Nittany Lions. Let's go out and revisit the action. This year's IU team prides itself on the strength of its defense, but early on, it was David Jackson slicing and dicing the Hoosier D for an easy 2. But sometimes, it's not the defense. The ball just doesn't bounce your way as Danny Morsey gets the friendly roll on the long 3. But don't forget about number 10. Hot Rod Wilmot sinks the 3, and trust me, he is just getting started. The Hoosiers were rolling on both ends as DJ White puts on a block party, and Wilmot, well, he might as well have done the MJ shrug after this one. Penn State had no answer for Rod's 25 points and 12 boards. The Hoosiers leave Happy Valley in a cheery mood, winning 84-74. So Rod Wilmot caps off his shot-happy day just shy of tying the IU single-game record for three-pointers. He also pulled down a team-leading 12 rebounds. DJ White adds another double-double to his resume. Armand Bassett, Earl Calloway, and A.J. Ratliff also scored in double figures.
Last week, IU pounded on their biggest rival in Purdue, and although it's always nice to beat Purdue, that wasn't the only story from the game. The Hoosiers did something that only 8 other programs in history have been able to accomplish. Let's go out to Ronan O'Shea with more.
As the 5 national championship banners indicate, Indiana men's basketball is among one of the premier programs in the country. And last Wednesday's 85-58 victory over rival Purdue etched one more milestone to the collection. It was the 1,600th career victory for Indiana men's basketball, making them just the 9th team in the country to do so. Other teams which have accomplished that feat include Duke, North Carolina, and rival Kentucky. And while Coach Sampson and the boys were happy to pick up that victory, one thing remains on their eyes: picking up a 6th national championship. Reporting with the Hoosiers at Assembly Hall, I'm Ronan O'Shea, Hoosier Sports Nite.
We're now going to welcome in Ronan O'Shea, our college basketball expert. Ronan, thanks for being here. Let's get right to it. Now, IU is 13-4 on the season, 4-1 in Big Ten play. That's a pretty good record, but what is your biggest concern thus far?
Well, certainly there are a couple things that Coach Sampson needs to square out before they wrap up this Big Ten season, but I think the thing that jumps out most is going to be whether or not they can win a big game on the road. Now, they've gone on the road and played at very difficult places this year, at Duke, at Kentucky, in Indianapolis against a very good Butler team. It was about a half-and-half crowd at that. Some positives, though, that you can think about with this. In all of their losses this year, they've come by under 30 points combined, so it's not like they're being blown out. Another thing you can look at is, well, they have been on the road at places like Duke and Kentucky, and you figure for younger guys like Lance Stemler, Armand Bassett, Mike White, people who are not familiar with Big Ten play, it's been a learning experience for them. But the concern for Sampson has to be when you go on the road to Illinois, on the road at Connecticut, Michigan State, even places like Michigan, these are not easy places to win at. And the difference in a first, second, and third place finish in the Big Ten and being somewhere in the middle of the pack is whether or not you can pick up 1 or 2 big road games.
All right, Ronan, just some positives to take away. IU is 10-0 at home this year. What does it mean to be so successful at home, and how have they been able to do it?
Well, it's funny because the student fans here at Indiana have been crying foul about losing tickets, saying that it's going to hurt the team. Nonsense. Hasn't been the case at all. You have to win at home. You have to defend your home court because you need people to be intimidated coming in and playing at Assembly Hall. You've seen places like the University of Illinois, Michigan State, and then other teams to note like Duke. It's tough places to go on and win at. If you win all your home games in the Big Ten and you can pick up 1 or 2 wins on the road, like I said, you're going to be in the top tier in the Big Ten Conference. They've been able to do it this year by playing very well. They out-rebound their teams. They're hitting the 3, and perhaps most importantly, DJ White has been able to find his place down inside the paint. So I would say if you're watching this Indiana team, you should be very happy with the way they're playing at home. And again, the question is, can they bring it on the road?
Now, you mentioned DJ White. Talk about his progression this year. Sampson has given him a hard time throughout the early part of the year, but it looks like he's finally starting to come around as that big post player.
And it's the one thing that all Indiana fans have been holding their breath about because without DJ White, there's really not a good offensive inside threat in the paint. And even when guys like Mike White, a good defensive big guy, there's no other depth behind that. Ben Allen, of course, have had his struggles. But you look at DJ White, he's been hurt. That's the bottom line. He was not healthy. Coach Sampson's been talking about the routine that they've been working with him to get back to being healthy, to get back to being able to play 35, 36 minutes, to run better on the basketball court. it was just a matter of time before DJ White was able to come back and play the type of basketball that we can expect now with 5 double-doubles on the year. He is one of the premier big men in the country. He's finally getting healthy, and the thing for him is he's learning how to anticipate the double team. It was one thing which hurt him early on in the Big Ten season and really late in the non-conference schedule. He's having a good time now opening up the court for guys like Armon Bassett and Roderick Wilmot. They're hitting their outside shots, and it's making things a lot easier on the big guy.
All right, Ronan, finally, talk a little bit about the response Kelvin Sampson has received. We knew when IU was going to hire a new coach, if it was anyone but Mike Davis, they were going to rally behind him, but the fans have really picked up on Sampson.
And it's great to see, but can you really blame him? I mean, this is the type of Indiana basketball that you've come to expect. Hard-nosed defense, they play well at home, and they've got the big guy inside that can get the job done. It's something that we just did not see in the Mike Davis era. A lot of sloppy defense, stupid fouls, and things like that plagued this team in the past. Coach Sampson immediately came in here. He said the right things about wanting to bring in the 6th national championship, and he put the guys to work. I mean, if you look at this year's team to last year's team, you can make a legitimate argument that last year's team had more talent. The results this year are just unbelievable, though. They're playing very good. The young guys are putting things together. He's played so many different people. You know, if one thing doesn't work, we're seeing other guys come out and getting the job done. And I'll be not the first to say it, but I would say that when they went out and hired Coach Sampson for the job, they were going in the right path for that 6th national championship. And it's great to see alumni and students rallying behind the first-year coach.
All right, Ronan, thanks a lot for your time. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here on Hoosier Sports Night, but make sure you come back because we'll have some recruiting news on the horizon.